In at number 10, we have Michael Manson, a former Wall Street trader who, after being convicted of arson, swallowed a cyanide pill in the courtroom, leading to his death. The story begins with an elaborate plan that Marin hatched to burn down his luxurious mansion in Arizona to collect a hefty insurance payout. However, his sinister scheme was soon uncovered, and he found himself facing the consequences of his deceitful deeds. The eerie echo of his demise serves as a haunting reminder of the lengths to which some will go to evade accountability. It's a tale that lingers in the shadows, leaving us to ponder the twisted paths that lead individuals to such dark and desperate ends. Imagine, my dear fright seekers, the most terrifying criminals, the ones that haunt your nightmares, losing control in the very place where control is the name of the game. Now that's a real courtroom drama, isn't it? Tonight we'll delve into the top 10 terrifying criminals who lost control in court. Creaking open at number 9, we find ourselves confronted by the macabre madness of Nico Jenkins, an infamous figure that sends shivers down the spine. Jenkins's tale is one of chilling brutality, divine delusion, and self-mutilation. Convicted of callously taking the lives of 4 individuals, his crimes were committed not out of mere personal malice or financial motive, but, as he chillingly claimed, due to divine decree. He insisted that he was merely a pawn in the grand, gruesome game orchestrated by none other than the ancient Egyptian god, Apophis. Known in Egyptian mythology as the serpentine embodiment of chaos, Apophis represented all that was destructive and nefarious. To think that this divine figure of disorder was whispering wicked commands into Jenkins's ear is truly the stuff of nightmares. As we creep closer to the heart of our horrifying countdown, we slink to number 8. Here, the Lone Star state of Texas sets the backdrop for our next ghastly tale, where we unearth the beastly deeds of Cody Lot. A man whose name became synonymous with merciless murder, Lot showcased a shocking disregard for human life that is truly chilling to contemplate. Lot's story is not only one of blood-curdling brutality, but also of an explosive temperament that further emphasizes his malevolent character. One would think the confines of a courtroom would suppress such behavior. Yet for Lot, the austere judicial ambience was nothing more than a flimsy stage for his dramatic display of uncontrolled fury. At the eerie number 7, we transport ourselves through the murky mists of time, landing squarely in the chilling era of one of history's most notorious killers, Ted Bundy. This macabre tale begins not with a mere crime, but with a seductive dance of deception performed by a man who was as charismatic as he was deadly. Bundy, a name that has become a symbol of insidious evil, stood out not for his monstrous acts alone, but for the charming veneer he expertly donned. He was a creature who lurked in the shadows, yet walked in the daylight, his handsome facade and magnetic charisma concealing a heart of inky darkness. This lethal combination would lead to the downfall of many innocent lives. Slithering in at the sinister number 6, we find ourselves entangled in the complex web of the digital world. Here, identities are fluid, personas are crafted, and monsters often lurk behind usernames. Our protagonist, or should we say antagonist, in this tale is none other than Michael Bruch, infamously known by his online moniker Violent Acres on the vast platform of Reddit. In a performance as spectacular as it was unexpected, Bruch broke down. His pleas for mercy echoed through the courtroom, his tears painting a stark contrast to the detached persona of Violent Acres. The image of him, crying and begging in the cold light of judgment, sent shivers down the spine. It served as a chilling reminder of the stark disparity that often exists between one's virtual persona and their real-world identity. At our gruesome halfway point, we delve into a story that chills the marrow and curdles the blood, my dear thrill-seekers. 5th on our list of macabre miscreants is the unsettling tale of T.J. Lane, a name that has etched itself into the annals of notoriety for its association with an act of cold-blooded brutality. Adorning himself with a t-shirt emblazoned with the word killer, he turned the courtroom into his personal stage, a grotesque theatre of the macabre. It wasn't just the audacious choice of attire that sent a shiver down the spines of those present, but his conduct too. As the victims' families bore witness to his sentencing, he launched a shocking attack on their emotions. Obscene gestures were his cruel arrows, flung with ruthless precision, aiming to pierce their hearts anew. The display was as remorseless as it was terrifying, a stark reminder of the depths to which humanity can descend. Creeping into the fourth spot in our dark countdown, we find the tragic tale of Jonathan Schmitz, a twisted tale that weaves together the threads of humiliation, unrequited affection, and lethal consequences. The curtain of this dreadful theatre finally fell in the courtroom. Schmitz, now the protagonist of a grim legal drama, unravelled before the eyes of a new audience. His facades crumbled, revealing a tortured soul driven to the edge by public embarrassment. He wept, he wailed, he claimed madness had been his puppeteer, directing his hand to commit the unthinkable. A tale of affection, twisted into a ghastly tableau of lethal retribution. Entering the third ring of our carnival of courtroom calamity, we find ourselves faced with the chilling figure of Djokhar Tsarnaev. This character, infamous for his role in the Boston Marathon bombings, presents a study in contrasts. A stoic facade, hiding a volatile core of guilt and regret. When the moment of reckoning arrived, his victims, those brave souls who bore the brunt of his heartless act, took the stand. Each word they uttered, every accusation they levelled, was a brick in the wall of reality closing in around him. They were no longer nameless faces in a crowd, but tangible reminders of the pain he had wrought. His composure shattered, his facade crumbled, and the man who once seemed remorseless was reduced to tears. His sobs echoed in the courtroom, a belated symphony of guilt from a man who had inflicted untold suffering. Approaching the climax of our ghastly gallery at number 2, we uncover the tumultuous tale of Charles Manson. Known far and wide as a cult leader whose charismatic malevolence led his family to commit a string of brutal murders, Manson's unhinged antics within the courtroom served as a mirror to the chaos he wreaked outside. Then came the climax, a display so outrageous it's etched into the annals of courtroom history. Manson lunged at the judge, a startling violation of the courtroom decorum. A frenzied attack, a disturbing testament to the depths of his madness, barely prevented by the swift intervention of the court officers. And now, my eager earfuls of eeriness, we've reached the apex of our gruesome gallery. Taking the crown, the paramount position in our parade of pandemonium, is none other than Richard Ramirez, the notorious Night Stalker. This predator of the night, a serial killer whose reign of terror left the city of Los Angeles in the grip of fear, was notorious not just for his heinous crimes but also his satanic beliefs. But Ramirez wasn't finished. In a shocking twist, he raised his hand, revealing a crudely drawn pentagram, the 5-pointed star associated with satanic rituals. A symbol of his sinister beliefs, flaunted with an audacious disregard for the courtroom's sanctity. And there you have it, my dear ghouls, our spine-chilling journey through the top 10 terrifying criminals who lost control in court. We've traversed the twisted minds of these malevolent miscreants, glimpsed their shocking outbursts, their chilling displays. So as we part ways tonight, remember the world isn't always as it appears. Behind the veil of normalcy, madness lurks, waiting for its moment to strike. And sometimes, oh yes, sometimes, the world can be a real scream. Until next time, sleep tight, if you dare.